Wideouts here on first down after a very nice long ball to Adam Williams. Deep drop from Fennec, near side, and that's nearly taken away.
Yeah, almost was a pick, and I think he still would have been running right around now if he would have undercut that just a little bit better. And for Blackman, it's exactly what London wants on some of these routes. Take some chances, try and jump them. Would have been the first career pick for Mr. Blackman. I'm sure he would have liked to have another chance at that one.
Be 2nd and 10 here for London. 3 wideouts and Ike McBride in the backfield. Quick drop here from Fennec, go over the middle. That one's hauled in by Greg Soto for yet another first down. For those just joining us, I'm Tyler Falk, he's Andy Hamilton, and we've got a good one started right here. Another first down here for Lone Star on the London 27. 5-step block from Fennec. He's going to dump it off to McBride. She'll try and rumble up. Shoulders a man at the first down marker. Will pick up the first down.
Huge hit there on the defensive side. I think that was Barry Barkley coming downhill, but the beauty of that play there, Tyler, is getting those big tackles out in space, working on defensive backs. Screen game for Lone Star looks to be a point of contention here in this opening drive. Let's see if they continue with that for Ike McBride today in today's game. Could be a difference maker.
6th play of the drive, and the Glory have yet to run a running play. Be another pass, near side, hauled in, caught, and Williams tries to get to the end zone. Bill stopped at the 6. It's 1st and goal for the Glory.
Williams, one of the more impressive tight ends in the Simulation Football League. His name, may not be as big as the Mike Daggs of the world, right, Tyler? But definitely getting involved here early. I think that's his second or third catch on this drive, and they're going to try and punch this in.
A very nice deep play earlier. Another pass. It's going to go right back to Williams, and what do you know here, Andy? It's a touchdown for the Glory.
Money for 86. Nice drive, mostly from Adam Williams. A couple big plays, and he just goes right down, and London does not look prepared for the big body of Adam Williams. His 10th career touchdown, 2nd this season. He is on the board, and so are the Lone Star Glory.
Adam Williams had 37 yards on that drive, all kicked off with the second play, a 20-yard bomb over the middle, and it ends with him in the end zone for 6.
Yeah, huge drive, and good job by Fennec of keeping this offense clean on the opening drive. There was that one undercut route, but it doesn't come back to bite the Glory. They go up 7-0, and Fennec 6 for 7. So really well put together drive.
So here in Queensway in London, Lone Star gets on the board first, and we'll see the London offense come on the field after this kickoff.
Yeah, Tyler, the first time these two teams have met, and Lone Star in one drive goes right down the field, and now the Knights are going to try and do the same.
And the return starts for Dustin Second about his 15, gets it all the way up to the 30-yard line, and that's where we'll see the 4-year vet Angus McLean come on the field.
For McLean, I think tonight is going to be all about taking care of the football, Tyler. He has thrown 5 picks this year. That is, not terrible in comparison to his 8 touchdowns, but he's got to keep that going if London wants to get above 500.
Opening play to the drive will be a pass. It's an out route near side, hauled in for a good gain of 7. London Knights offense looks like this. Angus McLean is the quarterback with Robert Merrill, his running back. Saren Storm, Vin Kalia, and Dustin Zeck make up the wide receivers, and Benji Matson is the tight end.
Nice grab here on the outside. Lone Star coming down to make the play on Vin Kalia. It'll set up 2nd and 3. London trying to answer. It's very difficult, Tyler, when you go down and you give up a long drive, because while you're down 7-0, it feels like there should be no pressure. It's your opening drive, but you already find yourself in a hole.
Hand up the middle for Merrill, and Merrill's only going to be able to pick up maybe a yard on the carry.
Yeah, and that will set them up for 3rd and 2, which, isn't necessarily a guarantee. Scarborough coming right up the middle was Reynosa. I was going to say a little bigger than Scarborough. Reynosa, big boy up there in the middle, didn't let that one come through.
3rd and short here for the Knights. Dump off Merrill, and he'll have the first down. He gets all the way down to the 42 before being knocked out of bounds by Brian Craven.
Well, and the one way to avoid Hugo Reynosa, Tyler, is don't run it right at him. A little toss out to the outside is good. Merrill is arguably the best receiving back in the Simulation Football League, the former receiver turned running back, and he's able to find the space on the outside. And Brian Craven is fast for a linebacker, but he's not fast enough to beat Merrill to the spot there.
So the Knights go into shotgun formation back on either side of McLean here on first down. Pass over the middle is going to be back-to-back first downs. Nice little pitch and catch there to Saren Storm.
Wow, good throw. Trammell was draped all over the wide receiver, could not make the play. It is so tough to get a linebacker in one-on-one coverage to make a play like that. Trammell, I thought, had really good positioning, but London has another first down here at the 47.
Another passing play for the Knights to go over the middle again. That one's caught by the tight end, Benji Matson, for a gain of 9. Manning the trenches for Lone Star is Jukin Rukinel, Lewis, Yogi Barr, and Hugo Reynosa. Linebackers are Brian Craven and Freddie Trammell. Quarterbacks are Mickey Gunny McGuire and Bo Martin Jr. And the 3 safeties are Evan Lacey, Doug Day, and Lincoln Kingseed. Offset eye behind McLean and 2 wide receivers off to the left here on 2nd and short. Passing play for London. Merrill bobbles it, and he's lucky that's not called a backwards pass. It'll fall incomplete.
Wow, not often that you see that. Robert Merrill has over 613 receptions to his name in his SFL career. That's good for 11th all-time, Tyler, and it's not often you see him drop one, especially in as much space as he was. It brings up 3rd and short. They might go right back to him here. That top of the field looks wide open.
And being a former wide receiver, it's a very rare drop indeed. Instead, they'll give it to Merrill on the run up to the right side, and he's taken down behind the line by a storm of glory.
So interesting. That is a very long developing play for London on 3rd and short, right? They went to the left, then they tried to counter back to the right-hand side. It ends up being Mickey McGuire, the cornerback, who stays home. But don't blink now, Tyler. Offense still on the field here on 4th and short.
We'll see if they go for it. They're on the 38-yard line. 4th and 2. Goal line set out there for London. Good discipline so far from the Glory defense. Not willing to jump offside, and McLean will take a timeout.
Now, that was a good opening drive there, Tyler, for London. I mean, they moved the ball. The real only play that I disagreed with was kind of that last one. I thought it was a little bit too slow to develop, right? If you need a yard or 2, you want to go straight forward. You don't want to go east-west. You want to be going north-south. So, difficult one to swallow there for London. They try and stick there and maybe get a freebie with Lone Star jumping off sides. It doesn't come to fruition, and they decide to punt this one away. So, not the worst opening sequence for an offense I've ever seen. Trust me, I've seen way worse, but I'm sure London will look to get a stop on D.
Nearly blocked JT Dulaney's punt there as his punt angles to the near side. Hauled in at the 11 by Fennick, and Fennick's able to get back up to the 17-yard line.
And that is some, I'm trying to think of the right word, some hard-headedness from Deuce Fennick there. He's in a phone booth with 4 guys fielding this punt, and he goes right at him and gets a couple yards. I mean, you got to love it, but man, how aggressive is he going to be on some of these returns tonight? Only time shall tell. That was a good one out to the 17.
Rookie so far showing no fear in the return game. Offset eye is going to be a handoff to Collier, the fullback up the middle, and will gain 3 yards. This London defense, Andy, especially their line, is sack hungry. Each one of them has at least a half a sack to their name. Dean Sammy, William Davidson, Chad Rowland, and Chris Joseph make up that line, with Sirach Black, Jeff Gagne, and Telemax Scarborough at the linebackers. Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, and Emmanuel Blackham make up the cornerbacks, and Barry Barkley and Marquise Reed are the safeties. dump off far side. That's hauled in, and that'll be a good enough for the first down.
This defense, Tyler, really young for London. You know, they've been in a lot of close games. They played Baltimore last week to a one-score loss, which I think for London is really impressive, you know, with some of their history, right? This team, I think, is outperforming what people might have thought they would at the beginning of the year, but it's all up from here.
Definitely, as that swing pass to the near side is hauled in by Ike McBride, and she's able to pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, they went to that early on the first drive. They've continued it here in the second drive. We'll see how long Ike McBride can kind of keep that up. She looked a little bit slower than you would have assumed on that one. She only caught 18 passes coming into this game, but was averaging 5 yards a catch. So we'll see if they continue to go to the well in the swing game.
With 7 men in the box with the power running formation, McBride gets the call and will pick up 2 before being wrapped up by a couple of Knights headed by Telemac Scarborough.
Yeah, he chased her down through the pocket. Scarborough showing off some of the speed to run down a running back from behind. Not often you see a linebacker do that, but the closing speed works. It'll bring up 3rd and 5, and London has their chance to get off the field right here.
To be Lone Star's first 3rd down of the ball game. Quick drop from Fennec. Deep ball far down the field is knocked away and incomplete. Good stand from Reed as he sets up 4th down.
Yeah, Marquise Reed, former linebacker from way back in the day, turned defensive back, does a good job tracking there, recognizes he cannot get into a foot race with this receiver. So what does he do? He picks his moment, he rises up, almost took that thing away one-handed, Tyler. That would have been some type of top 10 play, no doubt.
Definitely. He does deny Mr. Sleeves himself day of active reception, so maybe that should earn him Diva of the Week honors. We'll have to find out. Hugh Purvis on for the punt, and it's away safely. Zach starts the return about the 25 and gets a nice little return of about 7 yards all the way up to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, a little burst of speed from Zach. You'd love to see that in your return game. They set it up well, but there was a flag.
So set them back 10 yards as they get the guard, Sean Reynolds, on the hold. So instead of it being at the 33, it'll go back to the 23.
And London's offense, Tyler, worked really well on the last drive. They just kind of stalled out on a big 3rd down play. I'd like to see them stick with what they had, you know, a little bit of run, a little bit of throw, but you can't force anything. Interesting formation here. Let's see where they're going with it.
Dime set to counter the 4 wide receiver look. McLean looks far side, and that one's knocked away, incomplete. Pass intended for Vin Kalia.
Yeah, one-on-one there on the outside. Bo Martin Jr. gets the best of the receiver. You know, you got to take some of those shots in these type of games, Tyler, when you're up against a team that is just about as good, if not better than you. You got to be willing to take some of those 50-50 shots, and then it'll come down to, you know, hey, whose player is better in that moment? Bo Martin Jr. rose to the challenge, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
Another shotgun look. This time McLean has backs on either side of him. Quick drop, quick pass over the middle, and a hit laid heavily on the receiver, and denying him is Freddie Trammell.
Yeah, huge hit there. I think that might have been Lacey who was coming down too, but either way, that was a tough ask of Angus McLean to try and fit that ball into that window. It was really tight, and it sets them up here 3rd and 10. This is what London does not want to get into. 3rd and short is really what they're trying to be.
After 2 completions, they'll set a bunch set to the far side of your screen. Deep drop here from McLean. He's just going to throw a comebacker to Kalia, and Kalia's unable to turn around and make something out of it, and it'll go him up as 4th down.
Yeah, he came back too far for it there. He was trying to field the ball, right, which is what you want your receiver to do, but not at the risk, especially on 3rd and long, of losing yardage. So if you got to come back more than 3 or 4 yards to the ball, obviously don't let it get intercepted, but you don't want to be running backwards more than you're running forwards. That's the situation they get in, and they have to punt it away. The defense is showing up here.
Quick 3-and-out. We'll see Deuce Fennec attempt another return. This time not as electrifying, maybe 2 yards on the return.
Yeah, he looks like he wants to take it for a long run. It just doesn't seem like the lanes are opening up for him. And that, Tyler, is when you got to be careful because you can't force it, especially in the return game, right? It's so risky. There's a lot of players out there who are not used to playing special teams or maybe don't have as many reps in that as they do on offense or defense. So you got to be careful. You don't want that ball to pop out.
Hand off to McBride up the middle. She's able to shake off one and pick up a good gain of 5.
Yeah, right behind Collier, the fullback, and that's exactly where you want to run. Ike McBride is right behind the lead blocker. You know, get a big body out in front of McBride, shield her off from the first incoming tackler, and that usually will net you an extra yard or 2 right off the rip.
Identical formation from first down come out the glory. This time it'll be a pass. Dump off near side is hauled in by the fullback Collier, and Collier is able to take it up for first down yardage.
Well, believe it or not, Tyler, that is Cameron Collier's first catch of the season, and it's a good one. I mean, it's just a little bit behind him, but he makes a good adjustment and is able to pick up some good yardage there. You know, you want a little bit better of a throw out of Fennec, maybe hit him on the run, but when you have a big receiving threat like Collier, it's going to be hard to bring him down once he has the ball in his hands. So nice find by Fennec to just locate the open offensive weapon because they have a lot of weapons. You just got to find the open one and hit them.
Step up the middle for Ike McBride. This time goes nowhere. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Scarborough and Gagne in there. You got to be careful here with the run. Good linebackers.
Pass near side, hauled in by Greg Soto, and Greg Soto gets the first down, and they'll continue going to the hurry up. Another quick drop from Fennec. Pass over the middle, incomplete. Axis unable to haul that one in, and they're going to go right back into the hurry up, trying to put London on the back foot. And McBride up the middle, and she's taken down after a short gain of 3. Great tackle there by Dean Sammy.
Yeah, Lone Star was trying to put some pace here into this offensive attack, but the Glory struggled to kind of pick up a ton of yardage. Ace Fennec, though, today, 10 of 13. That was just his 3rd incomplete pass. Let's see if they can pick it up here on 3rd and 7.
Deep drop from Ace. He steps up, fires deep down the middle, and it's caught by Greg Soto. They're all the way down to the 11. A great conversion there on 3rd down.
Yeah, Soto able to climb the ladder. It was an interesting shot because it wasn't a one-on-one opportunity. Fennec does a good job of avoiding the rush, lets it fly, and then it's all on Soto to go up, rise to the challenge, and get it. Look at all those black jerseys in the frame. He puts it right over the top of all of them, and Soto is able to put them within striking distance. This London defense so far, Tyler, struggling today to get Ace Fennec off balance.
We may see one more play before the quarter ends. Fennec, quick drop, near side. That one's caught by Adam Williams, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Seven, 0 your score here to begin the second quarter. Lone Star leading and driving here to begin the quarter. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Andy Hamilton with Greg Soto and Stephen Hacker on stats. The Commissioner Cameron Irvine is our producer. Lone Star at the 6 here on another very promising drive. Fennec back to pass, just a dump off there.
Ooh.
To McBride, and she gets leveled by a Scarborough.
Yeah, Telemac not afraid to lower the shoulder pad, and it looked like London read that one really well. They have adjusted to this screen pass. They are not letting that one through. So here from the 6, you got to try something else. I would go with well, not in this formation. I was going to say a run up the middle just to test them. Here, maybe an out route to the bottom of the screen.
They could be liking that. They go top of your screen instead. That's hauled in by Soto, but it'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up 4th and 2 at the 3, Andy.
Yeah, tough one there. I'm not sure if it was necessarily the wrong call. I think it was the right play. I honestly think that Ace just could have thrown the other route, but the hard thing, Tyler, is you can't scoff at completions, right? And you can't scoff at points. So, whether it's a touchdown on that play or whether it's a safe catch that converts to a field goal, if you're Lone Star, you'll take it.
We'll see Hugh Purvis on to attempt a 19-yard try. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. Lone Star extend the lead to 10 here to begin the second quarter.
And it's all Ace Fenech. 14 of 17, 127 yards and a touchdown. He has been running this thing for Lone Star. They have put together 2 really good offensive drives, and London needs to answer to that 11-play, 59-yard drive, Tyler.
We'll see what they can do here on the return. It'll be Dustin Zek awaiting at about his 17-yard line. Very short kick, makes a nice spin move and takes it all the way up to the 34-yard line. And so we'll see Angus McLean and company come on, Andy. They really need to respond to London kind of dominating them here on their own turf.
Yeah, and that's a good location to start, right? The 34 is great field position for this London offense. Now they need to take advantage. Like we were saying before, their opening drive to start this game was pretty good. They just ran out of juice on 3rd down, just outside of field goal range. Second drive left a lot to be desired. Let's see what they get going here on the 3rd.
It's midnight now here in London. The dump off to Merrill. He's able to bring it in this time, but he's taken down by Bo Martin Jr.
Yeah, and that is the tough part with screen games and stuff like that, is when there are really good linebackers on the other side, it makes it nearly impossible because the linebackers can just close down on some of those screens. If they're fast enough and they can get there, it's going to be a long night for a team that likes to throw a lot of screens.
One set near side here on 2nd down. Another quick drop here from McLean. Pass caught over the middle to a wide open Saren Storm, and they're able to convert on 1st down.
Second catch for Storm, ran a little bit of an arrow route there right across the middle, was wide open, and McLean finds him with plenty of room to convert for the 1st down. That is what London needs, is more of those crossing routes and different patterns that will confuse this defense.
Trips far side, they run all slants, and that's hauled in for a gain of about 9.5 by Dustin Zek.
First catch of the night for Dustin Zek. Finally, he gets on the board, and now every member of this night's offense has touched the ball at least once. And the slants routes, if you can hit them, they're good routes in order to get you some yardage. It leaves them here with 2nd and inches, a playmaker's dream. You can do really anything and feel good about a 3rd down run.
Split back formation, hand up the middle, and it gets them just enough.
Interesting there. I don't know if he got it. It would be hard to overturn on a review, but it was about as tight as it gets. If I am Lone Star, though, I am comfortable just heading to the next set of downs because it might not be worth my time out to challenge it here at the 43.
Bump coverage from the corners, pressure coming. McLean's able to escape the pressure 1 time, but not the 2nd time. He's taken down by Juke and Rukin.
Yeah, and that's the thing with bump coverage is McLean hasn't seen that tonight. So when he saw it, it threw him a little bit off guard because someone was not open in the quick passing game, and it set Rukin up to work on that offensive lineman, get behind him, make the play, and set him up for 2nd and long.
Coverage backs off here on 2nd and long. McLean gonna dump it over the middle, and that's nearly picked off.
Yeah, into a little bit of traffic there, and Lone Star is able to come away with a deflection, and Lacey makes the play. Evan Lacey has had a good game tonight, 1 big hit. Now that is a 2nd pass deflection for him this evening, and London is facing a 3rd and 16. I would try and get, somewhere near the 40 and think about it.
2nd round rookie coming out strong here. Pressure comes again, and that one is nearly caught, but also nearly intercepted by Lincoln Kingseed, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, the one thing you don't want to do against this Lone Star secondary is just have to take deep shots all night. That is going to be a recipe for disaster if that's something you have to do. Because Lincoln Kingseed, Evan Lacey, Doug Day, along with their cornerbacks, McGuire and Martin, they're some of the best that the league has to offer. So when you get in third and long situations, you have to be very careful if you're Angus McLean. And that was a little bit of a risk, but it didn't hurt him too bad.
And everyone but Lincoln Kingseed has an interception on the season, as that punt's going to roll into the back of the end zone for a touchback. Visit the all-new SFL League website at www.simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. Links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's 1,400 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Passing play here on first down. That's a good little dump off to Deuce Fennick. It's the ace to Deuce connection, and it's good for a first down.
Yeah, it's a nice throw on a little bit of a post route. And London played off it so much. If you watch here, they were covering the screen in the other flat, which meant that their cornerback there, Brandon Ewing, had to drop deep there and could not play that post until it was already thrown and in the hands of Fennick. So nice route, nice concept there from Lone Star, forcing London to pick their poison almost.
That nice play sets up another first down here on their own 33. Fennick back to pass again. This time it's a dump off far side to Collier, and Collier gets about 6 yards before he's wrapped up and taken down by Scarborough.
Yeah, second catch of the night for Collier. Both of them go for 6 yards. So, when McBride is not open, or Soto, or Fennick, or Axis, or Williams aren't open, there is always Cameron Collier there as a check down. It's working so far tonight, and London just has a lot of bodies they have to cover.
And off up the middle, McBride, and she's going to get enough for the first down.
Yeah, punishing runner is McBride. A very downhill back will kind of, shift in the pocket and pick a hole and go north-south. And that really is what you want out of a running back. She hasn't had necessarily the flashiest season, averaging around 3.5 yards per rush, but it's getting the job done for Lone Star. That's what you need.
Another quick pass over the middle. That's caught again by Deuce Fennick. This ace-deuce connection. That looked kind of similar from one of the plays they ran earlier there, Andy.
Yeah, it was basically an in route there. The running back also ran kind of a hook right there, and it got Deuce open, and he has just looked so shifty and quick tonight. It looks like it would be a struggle covering him.
So after the nice run by Deuce on the run after catch, McBride gets another call, and they are driving down the field with efficiency.
For sure. This Lone Star team is being very efficient tonight. They're running the ball well. Collier clears the way there, and McBride's into the open field. Look at this. Power, and then finesse, able to pick up the first down, continues to fight through the first wrap-up, and is able to bring it down to the 37. They are, 10 yards from field goal range, and I just can't say enough about Ace Fennick and the night he's having. So far, crystal clear, perfect.
Another quick drop on first down, pass over the middle. That's hauled in for Dave Axis' first catch of the ball game.
And now every star player on Lone Star has a reception tonight. Mr. Axis makes his way in. They tried a deep shot for him that didn't work earlier. This post route is good, working on Scarborough, the linebacker there. That is a mismatch. Ace Fennick is able to find it. And again, just a beautiful night from Fennick so far. There's really no critique that you can have.
So far, so good, completing on about 85% of his passes so far tonight. Pass far side, that's caught by Deuce, and Deuce fights forward for another first down, and now they're deep into the red zone.
Well, and the turn-up field speed there, Tyler, to get past the first down marker on what looked like a 4 to 5 yard out route. I mean, this Deuce Fennick guy has impressed me this evening. I expected him to have a good game, but so far he has come out like lightning in a bottle and has lit this game on fire.
So Now in the red zone on the 11. Lone Star, quick drop from Fennec. Pass over the middle, caught. And it'll be a good gain of 6. That's caught by the backup wide receiver, Ross McGinnis.
Well, hey, when your stars are having a good night, even the backups have a good night. Everybody eats in an offense like this. McGinnis able to move down to the 4-yard line. Starters are back in here. London has to find an answer quick.
They were able to hold them last time they were in this area. This time it's a corner route, and it's caught by the Diva himself. Touchdown, Lone Star Glory.
Yeah, a little bit of a fade route to the back of the end zone axis, wide open, and from there it's just keeping the feet in bounds. Does a good job there, braces himself for the fall, and it is a score on a 9-play, 79-yard drive. 4 yards to axis caps it off. Ace Fennec as close to perfection as you can. Look out, his heels on his shoes are rubbed in the clouds because he is just about as high as it gets. 21 of 24 tonight. 2 scores, no picks.
Absolutely excellent performance so far from Fennec and the rest of this Lone Star club. As Zuderveld, check that Purvis is going to kick it away and kick in the extra point.
Well, and London just has not had the answer on defense, Tyler, to what Lone Star is bringing. And it's hard, right? Because Lone Star has hit on slants, outs, deep routes. They've hit on swing routes. They've hit everything. So that becomes so difficult to defend, right? Because there's not one thing that they're doing really well. There's a lot of things that they're doing really well. But if you're London, you have to pick one of them and get it stopped.
That makes a nice little spin move at the 28, takes it all the way down to the 33. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. First down now for the London Knights at their own 33. McLean back to pass, tries to fire over the middle, and again, nearly picked. This is a ball-hawking secondary, and they again show their worth.
Trying to find Matson, and it was Kingseed there. Has no picks to his name this season. You'd like to think he'd like to change that. He might have had a pick 6 there if he would have been able to haul it in. And for London, Tyler, this is a pivotal drive, right? Down by 17. If you give the ball back to Lone Star and they score before the end of the half, you're really going to be in some trouble here coming out for the second half. So you got to be careful with the football and try and get some points on this drive.
We'll see London go into the shotgun here on second down. Bump coverage from the corners. Quick drop pass over the middle, and they're able to connect this time. And it's a good gain of 9 to Saren Storm.
Speed off the line. Storm just beat the defensive back to the spot. Lone Star was bringing in a little bit of a late blitz. It did not get to McLean in time. It sets him up for 3rd and 1. Question is run or pass. There's a lot of room here in the flats for a little bit of a screen if they wanted to run one.
They'll pass out of the goal line formation on the screen out there, complete. And Robert Merrill is going to get the first down, and he's into Lone Star territory.
See, and that's why the screen pass is so hard to defend, because you have to give up so much of the field to actually play it correctly. If you're not willing to give up that much of the field, the screen pass is usually open for 5 or 6 yards. So getting Merrill into that space, opening him up, and when you have a receiving back like Merrill, he catches it and moves with such ease. I mean, it looks like butter going onto a piece of toast because it's just so smooth. And the way that he moves and picks up the first down, it's hard for defenders to cut that off.
2 receptions on 13 yards for the running back. Deep bomb, right side, wide open, and he is gone! Touchdown, London! Saren Storm flies to the end zone.
Tyler, did you bring your boarding pass? Because the Jets have loaded up and they have taken off. Saren Storm right out of the gate, firing here. It's almost like London lulled this defense to sleep for the Lone Star Glory, and then they load it up and they say, hey, we're going to take a shot on the fade and they burn McGuire for the score. And that's a huge one because it shows me a couple things, Tyler. One, it shows me that this offense can move, but two, it shows me that they have some deep play in them here against this Lone Star Glory, which means that, hey, sometimes all it takes is one play, and when you can score on one play, you're in the game for as long as it'll go.
Third overall pick, Jack Lewis's extra point is up and good, and London get on the board here in the second quarter. Lone Star leading 17-7.
Huge drive. It was only 4 plays, 67 yards, but in terms of momentum and tide, at 17-0, it just felt like Lone Star was going to continue to needle their way through this game without much competition. London, in one drive and 4 plays, says, hey, we're still here. We're not going away just yet.
Deuce Fennick gets another chance to return. This time gets all the way down to the 25-yard line. So a good series of events last time out for this offense here, and we saw them connect with Dave Axis in the end zone.
Yeah, this Lone Star offense, the epitome of smooth play, right? They have moved the ball well. They have ran every type of play and have done a good job. But what they need to what they haven't shown us is too many big plays. London could stop a lot of these plays here. That's a good run up the middle right there from McBride. But if London can find what they want to stop, Tyler, their defense has an opportunity.
Great run, great blocking up the middle by Collier and company, and they already have back-to-back first downs to open up the drive.
Yeah, and that's the problem for London here. So they got to get a stop.
That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. Lone Star leading and driving. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Twitch. Two minutes left to go here in the first half. Lone Star has the ball. Handoff to That's going to be McBride, and McBride nearly shakes one and is taken down after a gain of 6.
Man, it looked like a little bit of a Floyd Mayweather shoulder roll there, the way McBride just kind of bounced and pinged off defenders. And those are the type of runs where, you bounce off a couple of those guys and you're just destined to break off a big one. Ike broke off 6 there, and we'll see if they feed her again to this near side.
Linebacker showing pressure, and she's able to wiggle her way through. No, that's going to be the fullback this time, Collier, and they are able to pick up another first down on the ground.
Yeah, Collier's so big in the run game, so hard, because he matches up so well with the linebackers. Had only 20 carries coming into the game, but right around 4 yards a carry, just a hair under that. No touchdowns, no fumbles, a secure option right up the middle for good yardage and enough for the first down there.
Quick drop from Fennick. This time he is shoulder to the ground with a thunderous hit up the middle. Wow, William Davidson laying the lumber on Fennick, and here they come again, and they shock him again!
Good night. Wow, what a way for William Davidson to come into this thing and say that he was going to do it. And with those sacks there, Tyler, he overtakes Mike Johnson for 6th all-time in total sacks.
And what a way to do it within seconds. He's in the backfield on back-to-back plays for 2 sacks. Incredible. 3rd and long here for Lone Star. Fennick, quick drop pass over the middle, and it's just out of the reach of Dave Axis.
That was close. Could have been called for pass interference. It looks like the Stripes are going to let him play here. But what a big drive from this London defense, loading up the sack cannon, dropping the quarterback twice in a row, sets him back in 3rd and long. And now with 47 seconds, London is going to have 2 timeouts and the opportunity to try and score. And remember this, Tyler, they get the ball after the halftime break. So even a field goal here would be huge for the London Knights. Blocked!
And it's blocked! London Special Teams forces it, and it's going to be called in for a fair catch by the hands team, and that's going to put London at the 40-yard line.
Wow, I don't know what is going around here at Queensway, Tyler. You can almost just feel it in the air, the way that the momentum is shifting and moving, and the fans are starting to believe that these Knights are going to get back into this thing.
Where's the Rick meter when you need it, Andy? London starting to take control here late in the half. Passing play for London over the middle. Halden had caught for a good gain of 13, and they're going to go to the hurry-up. It's Aaron Storm that time around. McLean back to pass.
Ooh.
Tries to avoid the pressure, and he will not. London send the house, and they take him down. Jukin Rukin gets his second sack of the ball game.
Can't do that in this situation. Can't take a sack.
Play action on second down. McLean rolling, and it's nearly picked up by the coach, Brian Craven.
Yeah, you can't take a sack and hurry up offense. And if you do, I would have suggested taking the timeout. It looks as if they will have one throw, two throws, and then they will go to the halftime break. If they can pick up 10, 15, 20 yards, they might take a timeout. But that sack really hurt them there. Lone Star's front doing a good job of getting in there and making a disruption.
McLean under center, but standing up in the pocket. Deep drop from McLean. Pressure coming. He's able to get away, and it's knocked aside. Fantastic play from Mazurdrewski.
Yeah, you got to be careful there, too, if you're McLean. These defensive backs are playing as far back as they can. They just won't let anyone behind them. And so that makes it really tough for this offense to, find a deep shot like that, which was why that earlier touchdown was so surprising there, Tyler, because it just blew right by the defender, which is not something that Lone Star usually does. So nice job by Lone Star's defense and tough for the offense of London, but I still think London finished this half out really strong.
So the punt is going to bring us to the end of the first half. Lone Star leading 17-7, and it has to be said, Ace Fennick has been able to have his way with this London defense and able to find everybody on almost an equal spread.
Yeah, that is the story of this first half, is Ace Fennick has been on from the word go. 21 of 25 today, 84% completion percentage for 194 yards. And then 52 on the ground there from the McBride and Collier pairing, to contribute to that overall total yardage. This Lone Star offense has looked really, clean tonight, has done a really good job of keeping things strong. And so that puts the pressure on London to match them. Now, what I will say is I think London came back here in the last 4 minutes of that half and did such a good job of showing that they have the power to get back into this game. So if they can come out and put 2 quarters together worth of those last 4 minutes, this is going to be a tight one, Tyler. If Lone Star can come out and kind of suppose their will on offense as we move forward, then they might be able to get back on top of this one and run away. But for now, it feels like quite the even matchup, wouldn't you say?
I definitely have to agree with you there, Andy. And all their sacks are coming here for both defenses are coming here late in the game. William Davidson really stepped up and had 2 sacks back to back, which really helped turn the tide, like you said there, Andy. And now they're going to get the ball back here to start the second half.
Yeah, and that's what you can hang your hat on if you're a London Knights fan, is the opportunity here is to get back in this football game. It's right at your doorstep, right? You had the ball to end the half. You get the ball to start the second half. So the opportunity is here. You got to take advantage of it. Angus McLean is having a decent day. He could take that to the next level with a score on this drive.
Dustin Zek gets the return started and sends a man into the shadow realm before he gets to the 34-yard line. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Andy Hamilton with Stephen Hacker and Greg Soto as our statisticians, and Cameron Irvine is our producer. Lone Star leading here 17-7, and Lone Star is going to have to be on defense here to try and continue their dominance they've had so far in this one.
Screen, top of the screen.
See offset eye behind McLean. They're going to run a screen to Merrill, who makes a nice little spin move and will pick up 4 yards.
That's my best Tony Romo impression I'll give you all night, Tyler. I will take your donation into my back pocket, and we will keep it moving. I will say though, and I won't always say this, Tyler, I do really like the gray shoes on London's offense. Not often that your color commentator will talk about equipment, but I think those gray shoes are really clean. I just had to say it.
It does look nice, especially with the all-black unis. Offset eye again behind McLean, and this time the run play goes absolutely nowhere. Taken down for a loss of 3.
Yeah, it's a long developing run play there. And when you got guys like Jukenruk, Yogi Bar, Al Lewis, and Hugo Reynosa, they're going to come in quick. And the longer you take to kind of develop where that run play is going to go, the harder it is for that running back to get out in front of those big boys. And Rukin makes him pay there. Now, I guess they gave him a yard.
Pass over the middle, deflected by Fletty Trammell, and that's going to be a quick 3 and out for London.
Yeah, Trammell, that's the second play tonight where he's done really good in coverage. He actually gets the deflection there. The other one, I think, was caught, but Trammell, really nice job there, and Lone Star shuts down this London drive, and that's where we talked about momentum-wise. If London could come out and make a statement on the opening drive, it would serve them for the rest of the half, but when Lone Star comes out and makes the opposite statement, that's going to hurt the London momentum that was built over the course of the last 4 minutes of the last half.
Delaney's punt is a good one. Gonna send Deuce Fennick all the way back to his 25, who tries to make the return start, but only gets about 3 yards. We talked about it at the half, but Ace Fennick has had an excellent day, and he leads his team out for the first drive of this second half.
Oh, yeah. I mean, these are the games that you can hang your hat on as potentially an MVP conversation. 21 of 25, 84% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 190 yards, and a QBR of 125 while also throwing no picks. He's got to stay clean through the second half, but so far, so good.
Quick drop nearly taken down again by William Davidson, but he's able to complete that to Dave Axis for 4 yards.
See, and that's a 4-yard completion, but Fennick took a hit on it and was able to find Axis, knew right where he was coming. They obviously have some chemistry built from last year and from the start of this year, so Lone Star looking really good tonight, in my opinion.
Second and 6. Pressure backs off for London. Go back to pass. Over the middle. Caught by Dave Axis. Back to check. That's going to be Adam Williams, the tight end. Haven't called his name in a while, but shows why he is one of the better tight ends in this league.
They send the tight end here on a post, and then they're crossing the receivers underneath. So what that's doing is it's putting a tight end against the safeties, right? And then it's putting your receiving threats against linebackers. So mismatches on both levels, and then it just comes down to Fennick to decide which one is more open. The tight end's open there, and Williams does a good job hauling it in.
Out route far side to Dave Axis. He hauls it in for 7 yards before a couple of Knights take him down.
And that's the hard part, Tyler. They just hit in the middle deep to the tight end, right? The play before that was in the middle. And then what do? They go right outside. So for London, it's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know where you would want to try and defend against this Lone Star team because they're hitting in all areas of the field so well tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's the offset fullback behind Fennick. Handoff. McBride.
Woo!
She skip arms a man, and she shows some tough running prowess and picks up the first down.
Yeah, talk about an arm of steel. Ike McBride denied the defensive back from bringing her down short of the sticks. Oh, this is going to be a great look at this. Watch. Oh, get off me, and right through to the first down marker. What a huge play, and apologies to Barry Barkley, but that replay angle was so good. McBride embarrasses him and picks up the first down to the 29. Huge run.
Mr. Barkley, welcome to the shadow round. Quick drop here from Fennick is caught by Greg Soto as he runs out of bounds after a gain of 5.
Well, if we're going to nitpick here, Tyler, if Fennick would have put that a little bit more on the receiver instead of out in front of him, that probably would have been a first down, right? There was enough room in front of Soto, so that is something that they'll talk about when they go back and watch film. But so far, this offense and this unit of staff members for Lone Star, Charles Dougherty, Wally Herman, Brian Craven, Greg Soto. They're doing a great job.
Fennec able to get the ball off before Davidson. Oh boy, he's been hungry today, Andy. 2 sacks and nearly a third.
Yeah, he's done it for a long time in this league, and he's one of the guys you circle, Tyler, when you're working on your offensive game plan, and you go, hey, if so and so beats us, that's fine. We can't let William Davidson beat us, and so far tonight he is wrecking some havoc. Let's see if they can get off the field.
Shotgun formation here for Lone Star. Fennec pass over the middle, incomplete to his brother Deuce, and they'll trot out the field goal unit.
Man, and if I am head coach Brian Craven, I am throwing everything in my hands, clipboard, headset. How is that not pass interference? That is about as close as you can get. I tell you, the refs are letting them play tonight. They are going to let them bump. They are going to let them put, hand fighting in. London maybe got away with one there. It was really close.
Hugh Purvis attempt a 41-yard attempt from the left hash to put Lone Star up by 13. Low snap. Whoop. It's off, and the kicker gets pummeled behind the line, but it's good. Holy cow, 27 Lone Star.
Yeah, the holder there got rocked. I don't know if this replay will be a good angle of it. But yeah, wow. A great job from Lone Star's special teams, despite a little panic, putting it up and through and turning a great drive from their offense into points. 8 plays, 47 yards, and they are able to capitalize, and that puts them to a 13-point lead.
Purvis kickoff is away to Dustin Zeck, stands at about his 12, brings it up to about the 32-yard line. No points on the last drive here, Andy, with that statement you were looking for them. They have to make a statement here, you'd think.
Yeah, 13 isn't, terrible. I think their defense did a really good job of holding Lone Star there. If you could pick up at least 3 here, I think that would be a win for your offense if you're London. They've shown the ability to go get some scores. I'd like to see them try and put some big points on the board. It sure would be a different game if they could get in the end zone.
Passing player on first down. Robert Merrill gets the dump off, but he runs out of bounds before the line of scrimmage, so make that a loss of 1.
Yeah, Lone Star really read that well. Was that Day down here in the slot, or in the the flats, who ran that down? I think it was Doug Day, former linebacker turned safety. Still keeps some of that linebacker prowess in knowing where those screen passes are going. It's something you don't get out of an everyday defensive back. He was waiting there for the screen, able to shut it off at the line.
Nicknamed the Prius by his head coach. Pass over the middle. Nice play. We'll pick up the first down after losing a yard. And there's Saren Storm.
Well, I tell you what, Tyler, the Prius may need to re-up its insurance because it didn't have enough coverage there as the wide receiver gets wide open in the middle of the field on Doug Day and is able to find first down yardage there. It's not what you want to give up after a good first play in shutting them down before the line. You don't want to just turn around and give them the first down.
Split back formation on this first down on their own 45. Linebackers show blitz, and they'll bring the heat here as Merrill gets taken down for a loss of 2.
Interesting run. That didn't look like a slow developing run, but it took a minute to get to the line. Doug Day there again. I guess me and him now are just going back and forth on, he makes a play, he doesn't make a play, he makes a play, he doesn't make a play. Hey, if we're going to get real into it, you can watch this slot receiver here to see how Mr. Doug Day does against Angus McLean on second and long.
And long can they convert on this long one? Pressure coming. He is going nowhere. Hugo Reynosa gets the sack.
Yeah, Hugo gave Mr. McLean a huggo there. Just wraps him up, working on the guard there, and come here, buddy. We're gonna do a little do-si-do right down in the backfield. And Reynosa, 1 sack on the board, but he has been wrecking havoc tonight in the run game as well as causing pressure. McLean will certainly be seeing 99 in his dreams tonight.
Third and a city block here for London. Pressure coming again. He's sacked again, and it's a 9-yard loss. And what a play from this Lone Star D, juking Rukin again.
See, and that is when you have some good defensive backs who can stand up in one-on-one coverage or in short zones. That is when your defensive line is going to eat the most. 4 guys on this defensive line for Lone Star. Their defensive backs play really good coverage, and London in some trouble and has to kick this one away.
Fennec gets the return at the 33, brings it all the way up to the 38-yard line. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, SFL Social has you covered. Our running formation, 8 men in the box for London. The counter. It's a passing play, dump off near side Ike McBride, and she's able to pick up maybe 2 yards. Good containment there by Max Scarborough.
Yeah, Scarborough all over the field here for London. Him, Sirach Black, Jeff Gagne, 3 really, really good linebackers here for London. They've had a tough night tonight, have done okay against the run, but there's a great play, sets them up for 2nd and 8.
Offset eye, another 8 men in the box for London. This time it'll be a handoff to McBride. She gets a hole up the middle, tries to get off to the last defender, but holding on for dear life was the safety Marcus Reed.
Yeah, Marquise saves a touchdown there. Ike McBride was rumbling, and it's all because of Collier there. Look at that beautiful seal block. Breaks 1 tackle, and then it was 1 to the end zone, and Marquise Reed hangs on, like you said, really by the shoelaces to bring down McBride. Touchdown saving tackle, but it does set Lone Star up here on the night side of the field. I'd run it again.
You run with Collier this time, and Collier gets about 5 on the fullback dive.
Yeah, and it's such a difference between, I mean, both of them have some power, but Collier is so much bigger that it's such a yin and a yang of big back versus smaller back with some power that you're just not used to hitting Collier. So when they do, that change of pace there with Cameron, it's tough for defenders to switch.
Pressure coming, and Fennec's going to be wrapped up for a sack again. 3rd sack of the day for this London defense.
Yeah, that was Davidson again. I mean, he is all over the place, wreaking havoc on one of the Caudills there. That is not what you want to see out of a star guard. Oh, just turned him right into the quarterback. Wow, and that just shows you how good William Davidson is. Big 3rd and 8. If they cannot convert this, London might keep him out of scoring range.
Its 3rd sack of the day brings him in with a half sack of Brett Sawyer. And Fennec's going to be wrapped up and sacked again. Davidson again, his 4th sack of the ball game, and he moves up to 5th spot all time in sacks.
Wow, that is not something you see every day. 4 sacks in 1 ball game. It just goes to show you how good this guy William Davidson is. We talked about it coming in, right? He moves up to 6. That's great. Everyone clap. Everyone do your applause. But to get a guy who moves up 2 spots in 1 game, oh my.
Bunsen away safely this time from Zuderveld, and Zach's going to be taken down at the 18-yard line. A couple of unfortunate events for London last time out saw them punt on a 4th and 28.
Yeah, a couple sacks there from the defensive line here for Lone Star. Hugo Reynosa, Jukin Rukin, and William Davidson, all these defensive linemen putting on a show tonight. And the question will be, can they keep it up? If I am London, I need some positive yards on the first play.
And Merrill, a positive running play this time will get 3 yards.
Yeah, Doug Day chases him down, showing a little bit of the speed in that conversion from linebacker to strong safety there, able to run down the running back from behind. Had he not done that, probably would have been a 6 or 7 yard gain as opposed to 3. So great play from behind from Doug Day.
It's early Monday morning here in London as it's 2nd down. McLean back to pass. Pressure coming from the outside. He's wrapped up and sacked by Hugo again. His 2nd sack of the ball game.
They brought the pressure there. Brian Craven coming in as well. Watch this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Reynosa was double teamed for a second, and then it was actually Jukin Rukin who stunted into the same hole that Reynosa was in, and the offensive lineman was like, I don't know how you expect me to guard both of these guys at once. Had to let one of them go, and Reynosa benefits.
Bunch set near side on 3rd and 16. McLean deep drop pressure coming. And it picked off! Going the other way, Dante the Prius! Touchdown! Lone Star!
Oh, man, he got him. Wow. Just undercut that route perfectly. 7th career interception. 2nd career pick six. His first one, I believe, was in Vancouver as a linebacker, and he has a pick six now as he moves to strong safety. What a play for the young fella. 22 yards on the return.
And Lone Star putting their stamp on this one as Hugh Purvis comes on to attempt the extra point.
Yeah, that is a big interception because it shows London, A, hey, we're here to finish this one off, but B, the defensive prowess of the secondary of Lone Star to get an interception. I mean, it changes the complexion of a quarterback coming out, right? Because every time now, not only is he thinking about this pass rush, but he's thinking, hey, I got to be careful where I throw this one because someone might pick it off and take it back to the house.
So we'll see Lone Star go ahead and kick this away back to London, and hopefully for London, they can get something going on this next drive. Dustin Zek start the return at about the 16. Good little return, gets them all the way up to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, kicks for Lone Star have been short tonight. Zek has almost always had to come up to field them, and he sets London up here with good field position. They need to do a good job of blocking here because Lone Star knows they're going to try and throw the ball. London knows they're going to try and throw the ball. These defensive linemen are about to pin their ears back and come at Angus McLean with a force like never before.
Quick drop and a dump off to Merrill, and Merrill's able to pick up a couple of yards before being wrapped down.
Yeah, able to pick up 3 in the screen game, and that's what you want out of Robert Merrill is, some positive yards to start this drive off, make second down more manageable than first down. And the same thing here. You don't need the first down necessarily right here, but you do need to make third down more manageable than second down was. Watch the screen to either the top or the bottom, and watch how Lone Star defends it, right? I think that nickel corner is going to jump out there.
5-step drop, another dump off pass to Merrill. This one going to be for a nice gain here all the way down to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, and the difference was Lone Star didn't defend the flats that time, right? They took a deep approach trying to defend what was going to come deep, and it took Evan Lacey coming all the way over to defend that play on Merrill, who found plenty of room. That is what London needs, right? When they're going to that screen, they need to know that they can get 5 or 6 out of it. Lone Star has shown them just enough coverage on that screen that has made it tough for them to focus on that all night. London has had to take some down the field shots, and it looks like they might take another one here.
Playing back to pass, corner route, tipped away. Great coverage by Gunny.
And Mickey McGuire got burned earlier in the game, was ready for that deep shot. He knew London was going to take it on the corner route. Again, it's a 50-50 ball. You can't hate on it, right? McLean, makes that throw as many times as Gunny makes that deflection. So I think that's a good opportunity for London on first down. They took a shot. It didn't work. Come back out here on second down. See if you can pick up 5 or 6.
So far, McLean is 2 of 3 to start the drive. Steps up in the pocket, able to get this ball off, and that's hauled in by Vin Kalia. First time we've called his name this half.
Yeah, great throw on the in route. He was working there on the defender, took about 5 steps, came in, and McLean got it off right before he took a hit. He stayed in there, took a lick, and was able to complete it 4 or 6 yards there.
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. Get your 4s up in chat. Lone Star leading 27-7. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Welcome back to Queensway here in London. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Andy Hamilton. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Handoff, Merrill up the middle. He's right at the line, and he's marked just short. Great tackle by Lincoln Kingseed to deny the first down.
Yeah, that was really close. If you're London, you either think about A, going for it, or B, challenging it, because it was about as close as it gets. I think they should snap this one. I think they should take it right here at the 42. Your best chance is to get a first down here. I would throw a screen to the bottom if you got it.
They had a similar play in the first quarter where they ended up having to take a timeout. They indeed snap it on fourth down, up the middle for Merrill, and they will convert on fourth down.
Yeah, I didn't like the play call, but they ran two slow developing run plays in a row, and they worked both times. So London must have saw something in the week prior to game plan with to say that long developing run would work against Lone Star. It hasn't worked a couple times, but it works twice in a row, and they're up to the 40.
Offset single back here on first down. 5-step drop from McLean. Ball far side is tipped away by Doug Day.
Man, he almost had two there. Day was able to undercut that one again, and if he just would have got two hands on it, he might have been dancing in the end zone right around now again, Tyler.
Nearly picked off, and like you mentioned there, Andy, a pick six earlier in the game, looking for number 2. And I think that maybe would have sealed it if that would have come to fruition. Second down for London. 3 wide receivers and McLean in the gun. Back to pass. Corner route is into coverage and is deflected away. Good one-on-one action by Bo Martin Jr.
Yeah, Martin Jr. there standing up to a one-on-one against Kalia. Kalia struggling against these receivers. I mean, it's close, right? I think that ball needs to be a little bit more outside than it is where it is. And maybe Martin doesn't make that play. And I think that might have been Kalia's frustration there. You got to take some of those shots. The question is just whether it's a good shot or a bad shot.
Other 3 wide receivers set. No tight end in the formation with 2 backs on either side of McLean. Back to pass. Pressure coming from the outside. Able to get away and almost right into the breadbasket of Lincoln Kingseed, but it falls to the turf. It's fourth down.
Yeah, Rukin coming in there causing the pressure. What I was going to say, I don't think it matters as much anymore, was you can't take a sack if you're McLean and you want to pick up at least 5 or 6 yards to give yourself a chance here to either A, kick the field goal, or B, go for it on fourth down. He did neither of which. He didn't take the sack, but he was not able to get any yards there, and that's fortunately going to force them to punt and rely on their defense to get a big stop.
JT Delaney punts it to the far side, angling to the corner.
Oh, wow.
Caught by the hands team, but he has forward progress in the end zone, resulting in a touchback.
Man, I thought Emmanuel Blackman maybe made the play of the year there, the way he rose up and grabbed that special teams catch, but he was unable to keep his feet from going into the end zone, and man, that's tough. That is tough.
We'll see London start on their own 20 here to begin the drive, and Ace Phoenix having a fantastic ball game, leading his team down the field time and time again here today. Pass to McBride. She's able to shoulder one, but then she is sent to the shadow realm.
Yeah, Marquise Reed on the hit there, the former linebacker turned strong safety, kind of like Doug Day, only did it a little bit before Day, and certainly did not forget how to hit there, Tyler. Lays a big one there. It'll be a 3-yard pickup.
2nd and 7, near formation here for Lone Star. And for McBride up the middle. Great little hole. She's at the sticks, but a couple of saving tackles, one by Marcus Reed, just to stop her right before she gets to the sticks.
Yeah, I thought she was short. I was watching to make sure they maybe didn't give it to her when she didn't deserve it. Now, the question here is, are you going to get a screen? Are you going to get a run up the middle with Collier? Are you going to get a run up the middle with McBride? Maybe to the outside with McBride. They have a lot of options.
Run heavy set, and they'll hand off to Collier up the middle, and Collier gets the first down on the fullback keeper.
Seeing that is what this Lone Star offense has, that not a lot of defenses are equipped to handle is there are so many offensive weapons that you just have such a bevy of opportunity to attack at different points that then what it does is it forces the defense into picking and choosing what and when they defend what. And because of that, London is struggling.
Free play as the lineman jumps offside, and so they're likely to take the free 5.
Yeah, really impressive from Lone Star what they've done tonight. Ace Fennec has led the way with a poise. Like, I think one of the better quarterback performances I've seen, probably in the last 5 or 6 seasons, if we're being honest. And then you combine that with Ike McBride, who's running really hard. Cameron Collier, who's doing a really good job of ground and pound when they need it. A defense that is teeing off on the quarterback. A pick 6 from the defense. Just an all-around effort from Lone Star. I know there's still 7 minutes to go, but so far, really a great all-around performance.
And up the middle for Ike, and she gets a couple, maybe 2 on the play.
Yeah, Marquise Reed coming downhill, doing everything that he can. This defense for London, it's just felt like, Tyler, they've been on the field quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Would love to see the time of possession stats at the end of the game to see how much time Lone Star has kept this football. Five-step drop pressure coming. They send about 7. They hit him on the comeback route to Greg Soto, but it's going to end up losing yards.
Yeah, one-on-one there in bump coverage with Tanner Hendricks. Tanner Hendricks, one of the more veteran members of this defense, and he's able to play the bump really well against the receiver there, Soto, and force them backwards. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. Another chance to get this offense back on the field for London.
Passing play on 3rd down into coverage.
Oh,
how did he fit that ball into Deuce Fennec? It must be that brotherly connection, Andy.
Man, Ace Fennec, Deuce Fennec, they might as well have a royal flush at this point. Look at that, right in between 4 Knights defenders, and I don't know what to tell you in terms of defending that, Tyler. That's about as good as it gets from the Ace.
And so after the nice Ace-Deuce connection, they'll go under center with an offset eye. Ace back to pass, fires far side to Soto, and Soto's going to pick up 8 yards.
Yeah, it's out route, slant, post, screen. They have everything, right? They're running everything. It seems like London, whether they need the National Guard or what, but they need someone in here to help them get some defense because right now they're struggling to defend anything.
And off Ike McBride to the near side, and she's able to muscle her way through for the first down.
Well, and this isn't what we thought coming into the game, right, Tyler? We thought that London and Lone Star were going to play a very tight, close battle between these 2-2 teams to try and have one of them come out above 500, and we thought it might be a nail-biter even, right? But Lone Star has come out and dispelled that right from the start. They have just put the pedal to the metal.
Dump off to McBride, and she is leveled after a gain of 5. Whoa, what a hit again by Marquise Reed.
Yeah, Marquise Reed's all over the field, right? Sideline to sideline, doing everything that he could in order to keep this defense pushing where they need to. You gotta give your hats off to that guy. That's the guy you want on your defense, right? The guy who's never given up.
8 men in the box for London. It's another McBride handoff. This time she only gets 1 before being tackled by Dean Sami and company.
Yeah, Barry Barkley coming up to, make that hit, I think, from the strong safety position. Barkley, a former member of the San Francisco Sharks, another safety who's, played in a lot of games and knows what he's doing. Now 3rd and 4, chance to get off the field without giving up any points here. Let's see what London does.
And after Collier, the fullback, and the fullback rumbles for the first down, and it's a very nice, calm, conservative drive from this glory.
Yeah, Coach Craven and this Lone Star team has really put together an impeccable game plan. 31 of 37 for Ace Fennec, 254 yards, 2 scores. They have 78 on the ground with McBride, 20 more with Collier. That makes 98 yards on the ground. Really balanced approach.
They're tightly packed formation, and Lone Star is just going to begin milking this clock as McBride gets leveled behind the line of scrimmage. Telemac Scarborough with the tackle for loss.
Yeah, this London team's not giving up. But on defense, at this point, there's only so much you can do other than maybe forcing a fumble. They are fighting. They are hitting as hard as they can, and Lone Star is just holding on and milking as much clock off the timer as they can here.
And play clock already down to about 10 seconds. Lone Star just content with playing the time management game. They're ahead by 20 here late in the fourth. And off McBride, she sneaks away from one before picking up 4 yards.
And how she continues to get up is beyond me. I would take one of those hits from Marquise Reed and probably be out for the next 7 to 10 weeks there, Tyler. So, props to her for continuing to, get up off the floor and get back in the huddle.
So here on a 3rd and 8, your head by 20 could choose to pass it, but it all depends on how good of a leg your kicker is. Ace back to pass. Pressure coming up the middle. Nearly another sack from Leon Davidson, but the pass is caught by Deuce Fennick, and it's just shy of the first down.
Yeah, Marquise Reed is right there again to make another play right at the sticks. It brings up 4th and 1 in field goal range, though. Nice job by Fennick, too, to get out of the pressure. I mean, we've talked about it a lot, but he's just having a really great game. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's not forcing too much. And Lone Star looking really, really good tonight.
Purvis is going to go on and attempt a field goal when we come back after the 2-minute warning. Lone Star leading 27-7. You're watching the SFL on Twitch. Welcome back to London. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Andy Hamilton with Greg Soto and Stephen Hackers, our statisticians. Thank you, gentlemen. And Cameron Irvine is our producer. Lone Star leading here by 20, looking to go up to 23 points ahead with a Hugh Purvis at field goal. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good from 41. Lone Star extend the lead.
Yeah, and coming into this game, Tyler, you and I talked about, what would this win mean for both teams, right? For London, it would be above 500. It would be a great win, one that they could kind of cement their team on for the season. Same thing for Lone Star, right? You want to get above 500, but this is the type of win you can build off of moving forward through weeks 6 through 12, right? We're not even halfway through the year yet, and if you can get through halfway over 500, you're in a good spot to make a run at the playoffs. This Lone Star team can build off of this potentially 20-plus point win tonight if London can't get much going through the end, and really kind of take that as momentum through the rest of their season. They played a beautiful game tonight. Really one of the best games I've seen from an offense and from a quarterback in a long time. I think they definitely can build off that moving forward.
We'll more than likely see London come out and play hurry-up offense to end this football game. Come out in a shotgun formation here on first down. Pass over the middle, knocked aside. Good play there from the defense. Next Saturday on ESN, Week 6 begins on the 11 Sports Network and the FTF Twitch channel with the Border War. Mexico City hosts Lone Star in a Southern Division fight. Charleston and Jacksonville clash later in an Atlantic Division matchup. Bonus coverage includes San Diego, Fort Worth, and Florida, Sioux Falls. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL and 11 Sports football season is only just beginning. Pass for McLean. Deep ball over the middle to a wide open receiver. Great catch. Lone Star ain't giving up. There's the tight end, Benji Matson, hauling one in.
Yeah, middle of the field has been open a little bit tonight. Tyler McLean and this offense hasn't really taken advantage of it too much, but Benji Matson is right there to make the catch, and coming there in on the defensive side, I think was Bo Martin there to make the tackle at the 46. It'll set them up in good range. They do a good job, I think, with the timeout of using it early enough to keep as much time on this clock as possible.
So they'll come out, trips near side, and McLean all alone in the gun. Pass near side, wide open receiver, and he is gone! Vin Kalia and the London Knights have themselves yet another touchdown.
Well, it took roughly 3 quarters, but this crowd excited about that. The backups in for Lone Star, but the score counts nonetheless. 3 plays, 67 yards, 54 yards on that passing catch to Vin Kalia working there on the backup. You know, sometimes in a game like this, you put in the backups to try and get them some some experience. And Kalia says, well, hey, here's your experience. It's me burning you for 6.
Will be Jack Lewis on to attempt the extra point to cut the deficit to 16. Snap spot kick is up, and it is good. London get to 14 points. They'll look to kick the onside kick here in a matter of moments.
Yeah, and if they can grab it, I think it'll be great to try and build some of that hurry-up offense, see what they have in the passing game, and, really get going. Let's see here what they can line up.
All or nothing. Here come the Knights.
Oh,
Kicks away, tipped.
They got it.
And recovered by London.
Wow, talk about Jack Lewis in there doing his job. That ball went higher than I think I've seen any onside kick. Lincoln Kingseed, I mean, he's a starter there, Tyler, and he was not able to haul that one in. So interesting there that Lone Star, not necessarily backups in the special teams unit, could not bring it in.
Want to welcome our friends from FTF International here to Queensway in London. London just executed a perfect onside kick and looking to dive down the field as the ball is tipped up and nearly intercepted by Lone Star.
Yeah, the cornerback dove underneath that deflection. Eugene or Brejon there, and it's Kingseed who actually makes the original deflection and almost went the other way. Kingseed almost making up for that missed onside recovery there, but London going to continue to throw this football, and, they have shown that they have the ability to go deep here, Tyler. I'd like to see him take some more shots. Middle of the field has been open. It didn't work that time, but don't get rid of it completely. It's still an option.
Trips far side of the formation on their own 42. Angus McLean gets the snap, slants over the middle, and it's out of the reach of the diving tight end, Benji Matson.
That's close. The refs, the one thing I will say, it could have been called pass interference, but the refs have consistently tonight not called that pass interference, so I'm okay with the flag not coming out there. If they had called it that way all night, I would have been fine with it, but there have been a couple where it's been close that Ref 62 has not called pass interference, so I'm okay with letting that one play.
Same formation, trips far side, McLean all alone in the backfield. He's back to pass, fires far side, and that should do it. Picked off by Lone Star, and it's going to go back all the way down to the 14-yard line. They nearly had another pick six, and it's Bo Martin Jr. with the interception.
Well, Bo Martin Jr. is over there, ball hawking. He's ready for this corner route. They've run it a couple times when they needed some yards. They're trying to hit Zach. Martin flocks to the ball and then has an escort down the sideline. Oh, if only he would have got that one block. He might have been in the end zone. And for that young man's career, I'm sure he would have wanted to be. To have a interception is one thing. To have a pick six to your name is another thing. Bo Martin Jr. has no career interceptions for 6. He's got his second career interception right there. Would have loved to take it to the crib, though.
London's got a few timeouts at the disposal, so we'll see Collier get the first carry, and London will take their first timeout. Later tonight, here in Week 5 on the For the Fans Network, brings one of the league's best rivalries to the big screen with Ramos's 3-1 Mexico City Aztecs and Mighty's 3-1 Florida Storm. Network-wide coverage begins with the conclusion of this game, and later bonus coverage is the newest rivalry out west, Portland and San Diego. Coverage starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. The SFL on For the Fans football season is only just beginning. And after the backup tight end, Desmond Doss will go behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Yeah, some interesting games there later tonight, and an interesting one we've had here tonight from the rip. Tyler, it has been Lone Star leading the way and London trying to play catch up. They were not able to kind of get back on their heels. Had an opportunity here at the end of the first half, but now backups in for Lone Star, and they're going to look to put this one away.
That is the Medal of Honor recipient Desmond Doss in the game, getting a couple of carries here to close out this football game.
Yeah, and for everything that he did tonight, I think Ace Fennick just played, maybe one of the better games I've seen an SFL player play in their career. 32 of 38, over 250 yards, 2 scores, no picks, 112.7 QBR. He was on point from the kick. And, for a quarterback, all you want is consistency. And Ace Fennick did all of that and a little bit more.
So we'll see Hugh Purvis extend the lead a little further. His kick is up, and it is good. Lone Star 33, London 14.
And for London, if you're the Knights, there is some room to build off of this loss, right? You can take away, what you did right tonight and what you did wrong tonight and learn and build from that. I think, Robert Merrill could have used a couple more carries as a running back. He had a lot of touches, right? 15 total touches, 10 of which were on the ground. I'd like to see that in the 12 to 14 range, and a little bit more of, uphill running as opposed to counters. But I think for everything that London did, there were a couple times where the ball just did not roll their way, Tyler. So, a lot to build off of and a long season. I mean, you said it best. The SFL is football season just getting started, and the opportunity for all these players to come back out in 6-7 days from now and take another shot at it.
Still lots of football left to be played. These London Knights have shown some promise here all game long, and tonight just had to take one on the chin. McLean back to pass over the middle to a wide open Kalia. If he would have stayed up, he could have had 6, but it's a good completion either way, and they get back to the line to spike the ball.
Yeah, he was jawing there with the defensive back too after the play, kind of giving him the business a little bit, explaining, hey, if I would have stayed up, it would have been over. They will, try and have another shot at it. And hey, if I'm London's offensive coordinator, I'm going back to that exact play right there. It was wide open once. It might be wide open again.
And so with 10 seconds left to go in the game, they're going to trot out the Hail Mary formation to see if they can put 7 more points up on that scoreboard. Lane pumps, wants pressure coming. He's going to be wrapped up for the game-ending sack by Yogi Barr. And there's your final Lone Star 33, London 14. We've talked about it all game long here, Andy. It's been the Ace Fennick Show.
Yeah, Fennick from the word go was gold for Lone Star, and London's offense really just struggled to find a little bit of a rhythm. Their defense was on the field, as you saw there, 25 minutes tonight. Their defense had to fight and battle against this Lone Star offense, and the offense that for the Glory just had so many weapons and places to attack, outside, inside, flats, right up the middle, everywhere they had an opportunity. And at the end of the day, it was the Lone Star offense that got the win, but the Lone Star defense played buckled down too. Doug Day with a pick 6. The special teams for Lone Star were on point. A really well put together game on the road in London, playing super late here at night. A big win for Lone Star to push them to 3-2. I can't overemphasize, Tyler, how well I thought this Glory team played tonight. And for London, they did not necessarily play a terrible game either. 6 receptions, 106 yards for Saren Storm. Angus McLean completed about 50% of his passes, did have 2 touchdown throws on the night, and some big shots and opportunities there. So for both of these teams, something to build off of for next week. But for Lone Star, I think this kind of cements them as one of the teams to be on the watch for through the next 6 to 7 weeks as we head towards the playoffs.
And definitely cannot forget about William Davidson picking up 4 sacks. and that will move him to 5th all time in the most sacks. So in a losing effort, definitely a bright spot for London.
Yeah, Davidson played out of his mind. I think, honestly, Tyler, I think if this game would have been a little closer, he might have been worthy of the player of the game.
The player of the game tonight will go to Ace Fennec. A fantastic performance. Look at that QBR, 113.2. So for Andy Hamilton, Stephen Hacker, and Greg Soto, and the Commissioner Cameron Irvine, I've been Tyler Falk. After this, we'll get you to a post-game wrap-up and a preview of the nightcap. But until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.